Welcome to Duke's United Show. I'm your host, Garth Lewis, and with me, a man who's too legit to quit. He's too sweet to be sour. The Tower of Power, Nathan the Duke Ennington. How are we doing this evening, sir?
Oh man, after that, I don't know, but after you thinking up some new bits every time, I know you're gonna run out of things to say soon.
I'm running out. I'm going MC Hammer at the moment, mate. Too legit to quit, you know.
Too legit to quit. I remember that. Bloody hell, we shouldn't even be laughing at what's just happened just now.
Yeah.
Flipping it, mate. It's so bad. You have to laugh because it's that bad. There's nothing you can do apart from say, you know what? We're pants right now. We look like an FA Cup side, yeah, that drew Newcastle away, and we're like, yes, we get a day out. And then we just, well done, boys, for only losing 1-0. Well done. What an achievement, boys. We went out there, we played against the Premiership side. Right, back to the normal, back to League Two. This is poor. It is so poor, it's unbelievable. We can't keep the ball to save our lives. Makes no sense to me. Makes no sense.
Well, we all know it's a real bad performance. We'll get into the match in a minute. Let me ask you this question to start with. What are you changing to sort this out? Where are you starting with this? I know it's a very vague question, but if you could do one thing, where would you start with this team?
You know what? I'll do some unpopular stuff. I'm telling you now, I know there's players who are more press resistant than what we're playing with. At the moment, I just go and play whoever I can rely on to keep the ball in a keep ball session. I'm playing them. I'm even saying, listen, Donny, I'm putting you in the squad. I'm putting look, Mainu couldn't carry. I think he couldn't stick with the pace today off the ball. Defensively, he kind of was chasing a lot and he looked knackered quick. But in terms of players who can keep the ball, I would have done that. You know what else I would have done? I would have put Reguilon at left back for his attacking ability to overlap and have that energy going forward. With Shaw backing him up behind him, that would have been exactly what you need to be able to go forward. And he actually is a front foot player. He really looks good when he goes forward. I know he'll probably get done the other way, but at the end of the day, Shaw will be there to cover round for him. That's what I would have done. That's one thing I would have done. Like I said, I would have put some midfielders in there that will do a job. And I might have even said, you know what, Bruno, today you're going out on the right and let me fill that midfield with Amrabat, Mainu, and Donny or something like that. Just let all three of the players who can pass the ball with one touch, keep the ball in there and put Bruno out on the right and say, just cross it in for a forward and Garnacho to go and do his thing. I think we would have done a lot better with the attack side of things anyway. That's for sure.
So another question I've got now, it's a lot of my mates who aren't Man United fans are saying in other groups that the players are down tools. They're not playing for the gaffer and they're done with the gaffer. Do you see that? I'm not there yet, but it is looking like a lack of effort out on that pitch from them.
I think they've got lack of ideas. I don't know what's happened, but what I do know what's happened, actually. Most of the players that he knows that he can't really rely on, they're the only ones fit. So when you look out there again, the majority of the players are still the players that we had from back in the day. So before he joined, that's the boys there. I know he chose to play Maguire over Varane, so that's still, but at the end of the day, Maguire is deserving to stay in there at the moment. Although I'd still play Varane because he's obviously clearly superior as a player, but who knows? He might be injured and back out again, and then it changes that back four. So we might have just wanted some continuity at the back. So that's another thing. But look, the players, I think they worked real hard today to defend. They were chasing shadows everywhere, but they just haven't got quality. I'm looking at them going, they're trying. They're actually trying. They're just not good enough. They cannot pass the ball, number one, and they can't run off the ball. They don't know where to run. They don't have timing. I don't know what's going on, but they can't be taught how to play at the higher levels of the game. Top six football. They can't be taught it because they're not top six players. You just can't teach top six stuff to non-top six players. Well, you can because Newcastle are playing with players you probably look at and go, they're not great. Like, they're not world beaters, but they're playing great football, creating chance after chance. We can't do it because we have the wrong makeup of player. Every single player we have, not every single player, but it's the mixture. The mixture's just totally wrong. And again, it's like we need an overhaul of like a whole team. Exactly what the big man was saying before we got rid of that guy, wasn't it? What's his name when he came in? Who was
Ralph.
it? Yeah, exactly. We need a proper open heart surgery. We need to take everyone out and swap everything. We need 10, 11 players. That's what we need. Simple as that. We're not good enough.
Because you look at the stats for this game, Newcastle 22 shots. That's untenable for any football team, isn't it? Like you don't like, and that's every game for us at the moment. So my question is, where are we falling down here? Is it the middle of the park that is allowing these players to slice through us and get these shots in, or is it the complete team, like you're saying, that just they don't know what they're doing out there at the moment? They're not good enough.
First of all, I'm gonna say any team that concedes that amount of shots and that amount of chances against, it's inevitable your keeper's gonna make the odd mistake. I know,
100.
Yeah, and that's number one. So
Yeah,
I'm
100.
so happy that Onana didn't make a mistake today. He made a great save, and he could do nothing about that other goal. I'm just glad that happened because the same thing happened with De Gea the year before as well. I know he made mistakes that he shouldn't do, and so is Onana at the moment. But when you get that amount of shots, you're bound to concede goals that are your fault as well. So that's number one. Number two, playing out from the back. We try and get in the starting positions, that's fine. But then it's about your timing, your one-touch passing out of trouble once you invite the pressure on you. We can't do it. We haven't got enough legs to do it. We haven't got the brains to do it. And we haven't got the quality to play one touch to a man and bounce it out of trouble. We just don't have the players. Unless Martinez is in there, Shaw is in there, Varane is in there, and then you can kind of get away with having Wan-Bissaka or Delo in there. Then you can start trying to think about passing the ball out from the back. But until they're all there, forget it. You can forget it. We don't have enough. We just don't have enough.
So, where are you going in January? If you had money, what position are you filling immediately? I've asked you this before, but that was earlier on in the season. You can bring in two players. It doesn't matter who they are, but position-wise, and they're well beaters. What two positions change the dynamic of this team for us at the moment, do you think?
You know what? We need a player who can do something himself from wide areas. So who you can just get it out to him and he does something. You know, like Newcastle, they had their Saint-Maximin. Now they've got Gordon with pace and power. They've got Almiron who has that pace as well. And you know what? Joe Linton, he's a brute, mate. He just runs past people with strength. He's not really looked like really quality, but he just has that bit of strength about him and different thing about him where you can't knock him off the ball. And then you pop it off to these wingers and these players who are just all running beyond. We need players who can run in beyond day after day and do something on the ball. Can you beat 3 men? Can you beat 2 men and have some quality at the end of it? We can't. Rashford has no chance of beating anyone. He can't do nothing. He fumbles the ball coming inside off the right. It's like someone stole his powers because he's on the right side of the pitch. Makes no sense to me. I don't get it. Why can't you take a man on from the left side? Why can't you go inside and do something? Why not? I don't understand. Where's the drop?
He's like he's Zoolander, mate. He can't turn left, can he? You know what I mean? No, he turn right. So
I'm done. He's done, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, it hurts, man. It hurts to watch United where we just don't have anything. Even like everyone was moaning about Martial in the group. We were talking about Martial, but I'm looking at it going, he's not even got any service. Like, who's got him the ball? And then Højlund comes on and can't do any better because they got no service. You're only as good as your service. You get service up to your boys and your boys do nothing, then kill them. But you can't kill them until they get service. That's just the way it is in football. And we just can't get the ball to them. And we never will because they're not players who can give that. They're not good enough. So what are we going to do? We need to bring in. That's why I'm waiting on Ahmad. I've got like so high hopes on Ahmed to change it for us. He's only a little guy. He's only a young pup coming through. And I've got all my hopes on him because there's no one else. There's no one else left. Once he comes in and then he, hopefully can make a difference. But once he comes in, if he doesn't, we're stuck. There's nothing left. There's absolutely nothing left. Our boys have not got the quality to be able to make it count. I'm watching Saka today. The boy cuts in across field to Martinelli, right to his feet while he's running, straight in, nearly scores. Then he cuts in, pop, 1-2s with people, gets the goal. I'm like, that's what you need. crossing the ball, perfect back post. Jesus should score. Like amazing. Even fullback, centre back, Saliba nearly got his head on it. I'm like, that's what you need. Where you look at it and you go, that's a lovely ball. It's inviting you to just go and finish your dinner. We never do that. Never ever. We don't do it. The only player that's capable is Reguilon. When he can't defend, though, he can go forward. That's the only player we've got. I'm saying that's why I was saying I wish we had Trippier. I wish Trippier was bought because he has quality set plays, he has quality crossing, he has quality timing, quality overlaps, quality decision making. We don't have any of it.
And listen, he ain't. Some people I know say Trippier ain't the greatest defender, but he's a quality defender. You know what I mean? He ain't like he's no slouch at the back. So, and he was cheap as well. Great signing for Newcastle, and he's proven yet again that Man United in the transfer market are just dead. You know what I mean? I remember saying only a couple of months ago, "Oh, Rashford's as good as Martinelli, if not better." No way at the moment, mate. Like there's not a chance. Like it's a different man. I don't like. I swear, has he got a twin brother? You know, is this one of them like one of them jokes where his twin brother's turning up and pretending to be Marcus? He's on holiday in Barbados or so. It's just great. Listen, we'll talk about the match quickly. There ain't much really to dissect in this match. From minute 1 to minute 99, Newcastle outplayed us in every facet of the game and won every 50-50. But we start early doors. We were all right. Garnacho should have scored.
Yeah.
Poor touch. And then poor finish. Is it moments like that that are costing us not taking our chances when they're presented to us?
This is the thing, yeah. Ten Hag will probably be saying, "Yeah, we had a great chance. That chance, if we score that, it's another game." But at the same time, yeah, Newcastle are creating chance after chance after chance. That's because they're playing football where you're gonna score one of those 5 or 6 chances. You can't be expected to score one of one. It just doesn't happen in football. There is no ratio of 1 of 1. 1 chance, 1 goal for the whole team every week. And you were supposed to win 1-0. No, it doesn't work like that. You've got to have your 11, 12, 16, 17 shots and totally out bossing teams. And the odd occasion, you might score 5, 6. The odd occasion, you're winning 1, 2, or 3. That's why they're the highest scorers in the league apart from Man City. Us, we're talking as if like, we do create we create the 1, 2 chances. We didn't even create one clear-cut chance today. That Garnacho one could have been a clear one, but his touch took him into an area where it became a half chance again. Yeah. But then you have to be perfection there to touch it correctly, maybe push it across the defender, and then he might take you down, or you might score, or you might push it across and it looked like it was a bit of a, if he did push it across, he might not have got there anyway. So it's one of them ones where you just think, you know what, United should be creating more than 1 chance in the game where you got to look back and go, if we scored that, would be all right. No, we wouldn't be all right. We'll be hanging on for dear life, and they probably would have turned the gas up more on us and would have scored more. So lucky we didn't score then. Otherwise, it would have been 3 or 4.
That's how bad. That's how far we've fallen. From that moment on, though, Newcastle complete control. I felt what's the young there? Miley looked good in their centre midfield, but Bruno Ramirez absolutely outstanding for them. Joe Linton revolutionised as a centre midfielder out of nowhere. And it's embarrassing to see the riches of our team be completely outplayed for that 45 minutes by this team. Somehow we got to half time at 0-0. Did you have any confidence in your body that we were going to keep that clean sheet coming out in the second half?
No chance were we not going to concede. It's impossible to not concede the way we're playing. You can just see it. You know, like when you're conceding that much possession and the team is just going and going and going and you're blocking and blocking and blocking, there's only so much you can block. Like, and then like you can say, oh, look, you see, he lost concentration. No. It's so much pressure, you're going to crack. You're not going to be able to run with your man every time and block everything because that's not the way football works. When a team's on top, they're on top for a reason. They were on top for so long, and that's why I kind of gave some ratings a little bit higher than I would normally, because I felt defensively without the ball, we did okay. We still let them have chances, but the thing is, they were going to have them chances because they had so many overlappers. It's like, we don't know how to play football, but we know how to get in position and try and make it hard. We made it semi-hard for them, and then they obviously didn't take the... I don't think there was really easy, clear-cut chances that they had. I think Maguire done amazing to block a whole load of them, and then we had the odd block from other people. But look, that was to do with us defending really well and working hard. We just had no quality. Absolutely no quality.
Well, we come out in the second half. Obviously, none of us have got any hope of it happening. 10 minutes in, Anthony Gordon scores a simple tap-in, sliced us open, and it's becoming too easy for teams to come through us like this. Was there anything in the second half that gave you, I don't know why I'm asking this, any hope for Chelsea on Wednesday night? Did you see anything that could give you a spark of maybe there's something there? Look at you shaking your head.
You know what, mate? I'm telling you now, Garth. Chelsea have turned a little bit of a corner, and they're playing a bit better, and they're scoring goals. They're looking a bit better. They obviously losing the games here and there as well. But if I'm going in. If you asked me a few games ago, I'd be going into this game saying United will go and win this. We'll win this, even though we're not the best. Chelsea are even worse. Chelsea have turned a corner. They're playing much better football. They gave City a proper game. We're in for trouble against Chelsea. I'll tell you that now. We're in for trouble. I don't see us winning that game at all. At all. Not with this team. Unless he goes and does what I'm hoping to see and give us the best chance of keeping the ball, best chance of playing some good football, best chance of getting some chances. We are not going to do nothing until everybody comes back. And I can't wait. We have to wait till January, February. It'll be too late.
Yeah.
Far too late.
We're not making change. Like 60th minute, we take Martial and Rashford off, and Martial wasn't as bad as Rashford at all, but we got slightly better with a little bit more, I don't know, emphasis on moving the ball forward quickly once they are off. Rashford on the right wing. We've seen it many, many times now. He can't play there. As the gaffer, do you need to look into that and be like, we can't put him there, and just drop him if you want to play Garnacho on the left? Or do you see what I'm going on? Or do you have to play Rashford every game?
The way it is he got our 30 goals last year. So you can't, in their mind, it's, look, we're not scoring much goals, but who's our best chance of getting goals? Who was the one who picked us out of the games every week last season, who scored the odd, the flash goal every single game in a row for 18 games or whatever it was? It was him. So he's built up enough money in the bank to get put in that side, especially the fact that we haven't got no one else that's any good that we can put in there. So I'm even there. I'm contemplating whether Anthony is better than Rashford on the right. And that's bad. That's really bad. I'm like, who's actually better out of those two? I'm like, this is poor. So I'm looking at it going, I'd only put Rashford there because he's got a right foot to cross a ball in. If he gets put in that area, just whip it in, just spam it in for the striker. And I'm telling you now, I'd put Anthony on the left and tell him to do the same. Anthony, just go on the left and cross the ball in. And that's all you got to do. Just run down, fake it, pass it back, or run down and cross it in. Just supply something for my forward, please. Rashford, I want you to do the same. Learn a skill. We're going to do it in training. I'm going to give you the left foot step over and the push, and then cross. That's all I want you to do. Left foot step, push, right foot, cross the ball in with quality in that second 6-yard box area. Same with you, Anthony. Now we're going to get loads of crosses in. And then you can come inside, then drive straight, then shoot across goal if you have to. Do some 1-2s, get the ball back and shoot across goal. No problem on your strong foot. That's what I would be doing to my boys, because Anthony has absolutely nothing coming in off that right side, and Rashford runs into brick walls on the left side. Garnacho is our best hope at the moment, our most informed winger, so he has to play. So then you put on Anthony when Garnacho's tired and see whether he can do something off the left. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stick to the same old nonsense we've been doing every single week and getting nothing back. It's ridiculous.
So we get into the final 10. Newcastle now dropping data a bit because they want the win. Obviously, they want the 3 points. We finally break through. We get a chance. Anthony, I think it was Anthony, wasn't it? Puts it into the back of the net, but it comes off an offside Maguire. Do you have any blame for Maguire? I personally don't. I think he was there and he stumbled over it. I see a lot of people already trying to dig him out, but yeah.
No. Look, he was onside for the first ball that came across. And then when Anthony's got the ball, he's gone for the shot. There's not much he can do there. Sometimes that happens. Look, he's gone in for the first one. trying to come out for that bit. It's hit him on the way in. It is what it is. There's nothing you can do about that. And basically, Maguire is our best player on the pitch today, so you can't really kill him for anything today. Apart from getting spun up by Isak early in the game, I thought, uh-oh. But it didn't lead to anything in the end. So it was all good. It was all good for that. For him.
Bottom line is, if you're crying over as a fan, if you're saying that that's ruined the game for us, you didn't watch what I watched, because we didn't deserve anything from that football match whatsoever. It would have been absolute travesty for us to walk away with a point, to be quite honest with you. So,
hey, I made the thumbnails. I made the thumbnails for this before the game finished, by the way. I knew it was I knew it was over. I already had it printed out, ready to go from before the 9 minutes was up. I was like, listen, it's 1-0, finish.
Yeah.
Could have been 2.
It should have been 2 easily. Before we get into player ratings, one last question. The calling for Erik Ten Hag to be sacked is getting louder and louder from Man United fans. In our private group already, you're seeing a couple of people saying it on Twitter, X, whatever we call it now, especially lots of people. Faz, one of them, very much saying that Ten Hag should be leaving. Where do you sit with that at the moment?
Nah, I don't see him being the person to leave. If all our boys come back and we still can't play football, and he's brought in all these boys, yeah, okay. But we know Martinez can play football. We know he's a great signing. We know Casemiro, what he's done for us last season, what he can do. We know that. So I don't know why we're going to be, and they are the players who made the difference to our football. Like, without them, we're back to the same dead football where we were struggling against a relegated Leeds, and then struggling at the end of that week again against whoever it was. We were getting struggles against bottom of the league teams because our main difference makers were not playing. So let's get them boys back. Let's get Martinez back. Shaw back on the left. Even Malacia back in the squad with a little bit of extra something about him. And we have a little bit more energy. We have players who wiggle out of trouble. And then you can play football. Until then, we cannot talk. Varane, get yourself back in when Martinez comes. And I have a feeling he's not playing Varane because he doesn't want Varane to stretch too much. He doesn't want him having to be running around. Like this game today is a game for him, recipe for being injured, because he's doing too much work. Sit down, relax, Varane. Let's wait till Martinez comes back, and then you can really boss the defence with them two at the back, Shaw left back, Wan-Bissaka even right back. And then hopefully, if you ask me about them two players, the one player, Frimpong, will be the one wing back, a full back, who I would go for, who we know can get forward and overlaps, crosses balls, got assists for fun, quick as hell, a young player who, he's the one player in my head, it sticks out as anyone in the world. I'm thinking, you know what? I'll go for that Frimpong. Let's take a chance with someone like him at right back, or even right wing, even the way he goes forward and does bits. Put Wan-Bissaka right back, put him right wing, and there's your right side. So that's what I would do. And obviously, I'd look for a replacement for Casemiro because he's knackered, he's old, and we need someone that's going to be able to take over the mantle from him in the next year, for the next how many years, if you get what I mean. We need to find
long-term replacement.
Yeah, long-term replacement. I look for that because we all know when he was missing for them 5 games, whatever it was last year, we were all over the place. Martinez quite young. He can last for quite long for the next few years. We still need another centre-back anyway, but look, that's for another year. I think Varane could take us through this year. We get Frimpong, we get a centre-back, we get a centre-mid, and then we work on, like I said, we need to really look at if Ahmad can make it on the wide. Or then we're going to have to look at someone who can actually provide something. And I do not want to see, one player I do not want to see in this club is Timo Werner. I do not want to see him.
No, where's that come from?
I do not want to see
option.
him.
It's a cheap option. But
It better not be an option at all. Forget
he's
that.
Done nothing to impress anyone. All right, before we get into player ratings, everyone in the chat, make sure you like, subscribe. Come find us on Twitter. I'm at Garth Lewis, at Nathan. Well, Nathan will get back to you in a month or so. He goes on there about once every 4 years. But I'll talk to you on there. But yeah, get your scores into the chat as well. You know what I mean? We'll start with a man between the sticks, Nathan. The big guy, Andre Onana.
I'm giving him a 6. I think he was sure of himself today, good with his feet, made a great save down to his right, and I feel like he redeemed himself on last game by not making any mistakes today. Well, he could have been a mistake in that first corner that came in and he flapped, but at the same time, look, Everyone does that when they're under a lot of pressure as well. They're trying to come out and punch a ball or something. But overall, his distribution, his passing, that one save was a really good one where it could have been 1-0. And look, he done what he needed to do, but because we lost, I'm going to have to give him a 6. Would have been a 7 if it stayed at 0-0.
That's fair. Diego Dallo starting the game. Oh, no, that was left back. Sorry, I was going to say right back. Diego Dallo starting the game at the left back.
You might as well put my score up so I can talk about it. I think I gave him 5 due to the fact that he was unable to keep the ball under pressure. When we were trying to pass the ball out at the back, unable to keep the ball under pressure. Did okay defensively, tried his best, worked hard. But look, one time I remember the ball was going back to Onana, and he was standing there. As it was going back to him, standing there, and he was going to get pressed. And I'm like, hey, I don't know what you're doing. Like, why are you not pulling wide early so then you can provide an option? Trying to kill the keeper again. This is what I'm saying about it. Only takes one mistake like that, not providing options for your keeper, and then him to give it away, and then we're killing Onana. But the reality is players like this got to be having options, got to give him options. And if they don't, it's a killer. And yeah, so that's why he's getting a 5.
At right back today, Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
I think pretty much the same. He was at fault for the goal, but like I said, he did fall asleep for a second. But it was expected. It's expected when you're up against that much of an avalanche of attacks and you're not able to keep the ball and you're defending after defending after defending. You can't expect to stay concentrated for 90 minutes defending like that. We were blocking so many shots, not having the ball, kicking it up, out, and it's going straight to them. And then they're coming at us again. It was only a matter of time before we conceded a goal and someone was going to let someone run because they had runners all over the place. And Wan-Bissaka, it happened to be him, but he got a 5. I feel he done okay defensively most of the time. But again, it zaps your energy. And I think it zapped his energy and he got a 5. That's probably why he came off as well. Make sure he doesn't get injured. And take him off, put Dalot back on the right.
You saw that with a lot of the teams. They energy just sapped because of the running all over the pitch. Luke Shaw moved into left centre back today. How did you think he did?
I gave him a 6. I felt like he did well defensively, and he kept calm under pressure. He's the one who did find people a lot of times, but then things broke down soon as he popped the ball to people as well. And again, we do stand still. We are quite static when we go up front. So again, we've even lost that little bit of pattern of play that Ten Hag introduced to our game, like to the whole team as a whole. We've lost the pattern of play. We're no longer even playing football or moving for each other. And I think that's down to the players that are not in the squad, like that make that opening happen. Like we say, Eriksen, massive loss. Casemiro, massive loss to the way we can progress from defence into midfield, out of trouble. Once we get under the press, we can't come out. So what's happening is we're getting pressed and we're losing it. And then we're booting it and then we're losing it too. So either way you try and do it, United are doing it at the moment, we're getting done. But yeah, sure, he did okay, but because we conceded again, you can't give him a 7.
The former captain and for most people, player of the match, Harry Maguire. How did he do for you today?
Yeah, he was the tower of power today. So yeah, he did pretty well. Blocked a lot of shots. Fouled people where he needed to as well, where he knew he could get paced out. He dragged them to the floor and stuff like that. So he got a yellow card probably for one of those, I think. But look, overall, if it wasn't for him and his blocks today, we would have been 3 or 4-0 down. So he did really well to block quite a few. There's a few that really hit off his foot and would have went in if it wasn't for him. So I'm giving him a 7. Definitely our best player on the pitch today. And keep it going, because that's the kind of Maguire that you need to have. A player who plays to his strengths and just plays what he is, not below what he is, exactly what he is. And that's what Lindelof does all the time. He plays his 7 out of 10. You know what I mean? He is a 7 out of 10 player overall. But if Maguire continues to do this, he will get his game time like he is getting. That's all you need from a player like this. So keep getting your game time until we can obviously upgrade and get better. But at the end of the day, keep playing like this, and nobody's going to have an issue with when you concede a goal from something normal, if you get what I mean. So, well done.
Yeah. The young lad in the middle, everyone's hope, Kobe Mainoo. Was not his best game, no two ways about it, but how did he do for you?
I think he done all right. He done really well on the ball in terms of being able to keep it and see passes and wait for the timing of passing it off and getting it back. But I don't know. But yeah,
that's how bad it was.
Yeah, that's how bad it is. That's how bad. I'm always knackered. But yeah, you know what? Off the ball, he got ran past a lot of times today. It looked like it was a bit too fast for him today. And again, the team weren't able to help him. So again, it's like you're in a whirlwind and you just have to deal with it. And it's your first couple games in proper men's football now. And it'll do him a world of good for his fitness and being able to know what the levels are now in terms of that. You ain't gonna get much harder than this in terms of a 90-minute shift. So it really done well. I think it's done him a world of good, even though it wasn't one of his best games. On the ball is okay. Off the ball, a bit too passive.
Is this symptom of what you're talking about earlier about the fact that they were just run all the time, and he's straight out of the youth team? He ain't quite built up that sort of residual cardiovascular strength to be able to run like that in the DM position for 70 minutes. Is that what you're saying here?
Yeah, I think not only that, it's so high intensity, and you've got numbers of players running past you from everywhere, from every angle. So it's different when you're watching it from off the pitch and seeing it. But you're on the pitch and you're trying to follow a man, and then you've got three men running in different directions. You're like, wow, I've got to be there with him. I've got to get back. And then you're not getting the ball. When you win it, you just give it back. You're just knackered. You never get a breather. And the only time I had a breather was when he got on it and then just passed it and stood on it for a little bit. But then we didn't do anything after that. We just had a slight breather and then gave it back to them to do bits. So if he wasn't on the pitch, we would have had even more attack against us. So yeah.
Good player. We can't put too much pressure on his shoulders. That's all I'm going to say on that. Scotty Too Hotty is partner in the centre.
He did okay in the first 15 minutes or so, breaking up play and stuff and passing it out. But like you say, there's not really much to his game, is there? Other than being a goal threat when it comes in the box, winning a header and trying to just pass it simple. Didn't really, like I said, when you're under pressure, it's not really a player he's not got the agility to move away quickly to get into them spaces and then pop it off quickly, one touch around people. He usually has to take 2 or 3 touches to make football. And you can't do that in the build-up side of the pitch. In that first third, you've got to be able to play 1 touch sometimes to get out of trouble. And he ain't got that. He ain't got that. He ain't got that imagination. Yeah, he ain't got it. He ain't got it.
The captain, Bruno Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes, he did okay early on. He put in Garnacho for that chance. And then he started to try and do too many of those worldy balls. Started missing a few. And then he did okay. Like I said, I was hopeful that he was going to be one of the ones that could do something. But in the end, it's all off the cuff football anyway. So you just got to hope he can do something and pull something out of the bag. And today weren't his day. But he did try his best to be that outlet and be that creativity that we needed. Because without him, we have nothing at all. We can't rely on our patterns of play because we don't have any with the players we've got on the pitch. For some silly reason, we just don't. I don't get why we're not walking through this stuff in training, making sure players know exactly what options they have, where they got to run to, and then pass the ball. So yeah, 5 out of 10 for me today.
Yeah, it's not the best game, but he tried. He definitely was one of the better ones, even though it was a 5. Marcus Rashford on the right wing.
Lost for words, mate. It is yeah, Daz ain't mincing his words, mate. It's poor. He was so poor today. He didn't do anything.
The word slip is back. The word slip is back. Yes, is that for the entire team or just Rashford?
Oh, Rashi, mate. No, he's on the right, and it's like someone zaps your powers. The minute you get told, "Oh, you're on the right, mate," it's like, "Oh man, I've lost all my powers." I'm an 83 rated player, but now I'm a 60 rated player. Yeah. That's me. I'm done. I can't play on the right side of the pitch. It's all grass, It is all grass, and once you're on the pitch, you're on the pitch. You can do what you want. But for some reason, he can't take you one down the line or cut inside. He can't even. Why not cut outside like you do from the left, the same way you would do on the right? Just pick it up, start running towards him, cutting it, and then drive that down the side then, like you are on the left. Do anything. But no, He had no output. let his man run a number of times where it felt like we were like down to 10 men. And he did lose every challenge that he made. He was no good. He was no good today. And he has to pick up his performances because that is not good enough. And he's been playing that bad on the left. So we move him to the right because Garnacho needs to come in and he is a left-sided player. At the moment, Rashi's back to that panel beater again, man. He was working towards being a world beater. He's now a panel beater again. So just make up your mind. Do you want to be world-class or not? I don't get it. You won't be. Obviously, you're nearly touching the world-class level when you're at your very best. But Rashi, mate, panel beating too much at the moment.
Have you seen a player like that who, at their very best, is so good, but at their very worst is so poor? Like, are there players like that you know of? I mean, you don't need to name names, but just yes or no. Have you seen it? Because it's gulfs between him, like when he's good and when he's bad. You know what I mean?
I've not seen it like this before. It's weird because with Rashi, he really is like unstoppable on his day, and then he's just so bad. Like I don't get it. Like he doesn't do anything, can't do anything. But remember, when he is unstoppable, he's also only unstoppable in flashes. So again, he's a moments player who has his moment usually once or twice in a game. At the moment, it has no moments whatsoever. And that means, imagine a player who's a moments player, who you're banking on getting them 2 chances to score. He's absolutely got 0 chances and 0 football, 0 contribution to your team in a positive way. Bad. It's really bad.
Damning. Absolutely damning performance. Out on the left, Alejandro Garnacho.
Not short of work rate. Not short of work rate at all. And look, he tried his best. He huffed and puffed, but the quality. This is what I mean about that little bit of quality that you need. I don't think he has it consistently. He doesn't have a consistent level of touch which takes him where he wants to. He doesn't have a consistent finish where you know he's gonna bag. You know, like I'm gonna use him, but Greenwood, he gets in a position, you know it's going in the corner. You know that left foot or right foot, it's got quality to it. You know, someone like the players that you're talking about today, Salah getting in an angle, they're gonna score. Even Martinelli gets in an angle. They're dangerous. He doesn't have that dangerous feel to him. He can get in behind, he can get in position, but he doesn't have that feeling of, you know what, this guy's a bagsman. He's getting better. He's scoring a few goals still, so he's still a danger, but he just doesn't have that extra bit yet. When he gets that, if he can get that, he can work on it and get there because he has got enough to work with to get him to that kind of level. So I really believe he has got something there. But look, he just huffed and puffed today and not enough. Some decision making, not the best.
He's not good enough to carry this team on his shoulders. He could get there, but at the moment, and again, it's too much pressure on young shoulders, in my opinion. The French Mr. Glass up top. What do we think of Martial?
He's actually become Mr. Plastic now. He doesn't break so easily anymore.
He's shatterproof glass. He's still Mr. Glass, but it's shatterproof. That's what we're going to say.
Yeah, so to be fair, with Martial, look, he looked okay. He looked okay with a bit of hold-up play. Lost the ball a couple times, but one time he picked it up, turned, ran at the man, dropped a shoulder, went the right side, got taken down. And that's him out of nothing. He's capable of picking it up and doing that. But the thing is, United did not supply him a thing. So although he's quiet, it's not through no fault of his own. You didn't get the ball in nice positions and you go, oh, why are you messing up for? We just didn't get the ball in nice positions at all. So I can't say nothing against my guy because I know what it's like as a forward. I know what it's like as a striker when and the manager says the same thing. Didn't get nothing. You can't get the ball up to your strikers. We cannot rate them. We cannot say you've had a bad game if you do not get the ball up to them. Do not pass up that chance to find your strikers, link up with them and provide them options. We didn't do none of that. So yeah, he's a 5, but like I said, not through any fault of his own, and not that he would have got more if he did get supplied, but we can't say anything. So I'm not going to be killing him off. No, not enough. No point.
It's the worst position in football when you're getting nothing fed through to you. I mean, I was right wing, but when I play up front and you're just standing there all game, and then you find yourself in the centre circle because you've come deeper and deeper, and you're still not getting the ball because exactly. It's the worst position in football when that happens. It really is. Like, you get all the glory when you score. Don't get me wrong, but when there's nothing happening all game, it is boring and tiresome and it's frustrating. The gaffer today, Eric Ten Hag, you've gone with a 5. Let's hear the explanation.
Reason why is because he was pretty much below average today in terms of his team that he picked and the times he used to change it up. I'm there going, why is Reguilon we need Reguilon on this pitch today. This is a game for Reguilon. I didn't want Dalot on there. He's not left-footed. You're talking about all of this left side, left footers and stuff, and then you go and put Dalot on left side. Like, make up your mind. Put Reguilon there. You brought him in. Let him attack and make sure come over and fill in that gap, and he's a left back as well. So that's what I would do. Secondly, I would have taken off Manu a lot earlier because he was looking very knackered and it was looking like he's going to get done. It's one of them games where it might be a bit too much for him, or you needed to have Thingy alongside him, Amrabat alongside him to be that help, but he didn't. It wasn't enough help. If you've not got the talent, you should make up with it from hard work. Exactly. Talent, what they say, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. So you think
That's
about...
a great saying. I've not heard that before. That's a great saying, man. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Where's my notepad?
So my manager used to say, look, all of us, like at Wigan, we won the league by over 100 points. He's like, listen, you guys are probably the best players in this league. Now, if they outwork you, it will be a game. You outwork them, there's no chance they're going to beat you. There's no chance because you're already better than them. So if you can be better than them and work harder than them, you're not losing. The chances of you losing are very, very low. And that's the thing. We couldn't, we just ran over people because we made sure we worked harder than them. United, we did work hard, but we are aimless today. We had no direction. We have no quality on the ball. So it meant that it working hard just to make sure we, make the damages as less as possible today. Manu was overrun. He had no partner. Where was McTominay? He doesn't provide options quick enough. He doesn't have that part of the brain that has that kind of intelligence as a midfielder, if you get what I mean. That matter thinking. Even, like I said, Donny has it, but he doesn't really have too much of the defensive attributes. He doesn't have that agility. He doesn't have that power and pace to get back and stop his man, but he does have the brains to keep the ball. And that's the problem, again, that we've got with all our players. There isn't a player in our team that has everything. Like, he's got a midfielder. He has everything. He can get about. He can win it. He can keep it. No, he can get it. He can win it, but he can't keep it. Or he can't get it. He can't keep it, but he can keep it, but he can't win it. So we've got too many players like this that have. It's so annoying. We have to merge
Half
the
a
two,
player.
Otherwise we're dead.
Well, Leinster, like I say, half a player everywhere. So, like you're saying, half of the player that we need, whether it be a right back with Dalot and Wan-Bissaka, or whether it be in the centre with Casemiro with no legs now, and you've got Amrabat. Everywhere we look, there's half a player there. I mean, it's just incredible that we find ourselves in this position when it's the most expensively assembled football squad in the history of football. It is madness. It's absolutely madness. All right. Well, before we go, final thoughts. Nathan Jerry Springer, final thoughts for Wednesday's trip. We're at home for Chelsea's trip to Old Trafford.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. Look, I really don't know what to say about this side because if we play anything like this, we're going to get battered. We're going to get battered just like this. It's going to be another game where you watch and you think, why did I sit down and watch 90 minutes of football again, watching this team? You know what? I'm waiting for that hour before to see the starting lineup. And I just wish we do something different. We try something different. Like I said, an Anthony off the left. Some Donny in there as well with Amrabat, with Manu. Put Bruno on the right. Like, put Højlund up front. Let's play Højlund and Martial. Why not? Why not just get people spamming the ball in the box, cross the ball in, get overlappers? Let's just go for it. We might as well, instead of playing this dead football. That's what I want to see against Chelsea. I think if we take it to them, I don't think we're going to be. I don't think he's going to do it anyway. He's just going to want to be pragmatic and possibly lose, try and not to lose more than 2-0 or 3-0. But that's going to happen on Wednesday if we do not do something different or do not play any different players. I do not want to see that same starting lineup again on the pitch in the midweek, or we definitely losing. Mark my words, we're losing if we pick that exact same team.
We've got a Geordie in the chat. Thanks for that, mate. You're beating a second-rate team, mate. It don't count. You know what I mean? You wouldn't be laughing at beating Lincoln, would you? That's what it's like beating Man United at the moment.
That's their second team, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's so bad.
Their second team just ran us down the road.
Flex Felix for was this 4-4-2? Change saying, but ETA is 2 1-dimensional. Would you agree with that? 1-2 1-dimensional.
See what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying put wingers on the right foot and left foot. Left foot on the left. Anthony, do something different. He no longer can come inside off the right. Get down the wing and cross it in, mate. And let's see if Højlund can do what he's bought for. I can't remember a game where we dominate because we don't dominate because we can't keep the ball. We cannot do it. We haven't got the ability. So we're struggling. Simple as that. So I can't wait till Martinez comes back, gives us that passing out the back into the midfield. I can't even wait till Eriksen comes back because we need that passing. I can't believe we just don't have it. And we can't play that. We can't play more than 11 players on the pitch, can we? So what are we going to do? We have to go into the market and get players who are good enough. And like I said, the only player I want to see at this club that springs first name is Frimpong.
Timo Werner. That's right. Yeah, I know what you're saying, mate. Get Timo.
Get him out of here. Don't even say that name. That guy just recently scored his first goal since coming back to Leipzig. And is it really? I think so. Anyway, he said he scored at last. And he scored a goal. And I was looking at the defending and I was like, oh my goodness me. How the hell do you run through the middle and the defender's just not even looking at you? It was poor. Anyway, just don't want to see him make that issue ever. Another reject from another club, like it's just annoying. Why can't we get the Dokus of this world? Why can't we go and get the Sanes before anybody knew about them? Why can't we? You know where Bernardo Silva came from? Monaco, when he was with Mbappe back in the day, when they were scoring goals in Champions League for fun. Why don't we steal all their good players from back then? Why are we stuck with these boys? I don't know. But
it's so bad. I mean, that is a question that we can't unpack right now. That's a full show, our transfer dealings. There's no two ways about that since Sir Alex left. I was about to call him Sir Fergie. Since Sir Alex left, it's been horrific. Bless you, sir. But with that being said, thanks to everyone in the chat for joining us today. It is the end of the show. Make sure you like and subscribe. Like I said, make sure you come find us on Twitter. I'm always there. Nath here or there, you know what I mean? I'm sure you'll respond to you. Just don't hold out hope. That's all I'm saying. Give it a couple of weeks, still get back to you. And as always, stay safe and wash your hands. Peace out, everybody.
Peace, people.